Okay, let's keep it on women. Let's start with Nicki and Meg. Nicki and Meg the Stallions Insta Live interview session, right?
Conversation.
Yeah, it's a FaceTime date.
They had a FaceTime date.
They had a
public FaceTime date.
Don't worry, Nicki's not adding herself into the war of you, Elliot, and Charlamagne to talk to people.
Sure, that's exactly what
you're
she's doing.
safe.
That is exactly what she's doing.
Queen Radio exists.
Label Man. Look at Label Man.
No, that's not the platform of that radio station right now. It's all Nicki.
What?
Her
She's not
Queen
talking to
Radio.
people, I guess, yeah.
She talks to her DJ.
That's not true.
She'll call someone every now and then.
She brings plenty of people in there.
I think she's starting to bring people
She brings
now.
plenty of people in.
She had- I think she had Fendi on the
Why
last
are you
one.
saying that?
Everything I've heard has been a few calls that lasted
you're
5
not
minutes.
you're not a barb or you're not an avid listener. So I mean, let's say when we don't know,
That's not true. I catch it when I can.
which means you don't know. She has people on there. But anyway, we don't need to stop there. What do we need to take from this? I didn't watch this.
Me either. I missed it, but
I've seen a few clips.
I think it's dope.
I think it's good to see, that there is no tension between the legend Nicki and the rising star in Meg. I think
Who
they
are
put
you people?
me.
Never even heard you say rising star before.
She's a rising star.
I've lived with you for 20
She's not a star. She's a rising star.
I know. I'm just saying I lived with you for a long time, and I've never heard you say
Well, I had to call it
rising
what she is.
star.
She's a rising star. She's making a lot of noise. She seems to have.
Oh, she's making a lot of noise.
She is.
Jesus, man.
I don't know why we're looking at me.
What you want me to say?
Yeah, I gotta start. You were in more Rockefeller meetings than you let on.
No.
Yeah, I
It
don't
is.
know.
She is making a lot of noise, though.
All right, go ahead.
She's
Continue.
making a lot of noise. She has good records out, and it was just good to see them two having a conversation. And
Noisy where Meg is at.
it is. She's making a lot of noise, and it was just good to see them having a conversation, and there wasn't no tension and no egos. And it seemed like that wasn't the first time they had a conversation, from what I could tell.
Well, I was gonna say,
wouldn't
how
be.
far in advance do we think this was planned? Was this an in the moment thing?
I
Was
don't
this
know. Well, I'm sure it was planned, probably the day of, a few minutes or a few hours earlier. But they seem like they have some type of rapport with each other. They seem like they speak. It didn't seem like this was their first interaction with each
First
other.
rodeo.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
I get it, because
Houston.
and she wears a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why did he retire? No, answer me, niggas.
So why did you retire?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Hell,
I don't know why you retired.
We're not here to talk about me. Anyway, back to Meg and Nick.
No, I thought it was cool, man.
All right, so you got-
I think this was definitely planned. I know you guys won't say it, and I don't think it's bad that it was planned.
Wait,
but
can any of y'all ever include me when you say that? I know you guys won't say it. Yeah, I hate Rory, man.
you're industry.
Yeah. I know you guys won't say it.
Well,
I'm the
because-
guy that says it.
But you and Nicki text often. I know you guys are really close, and you guys are friends, like through Kaiser or something. So I know you're not gonna say it.
We haven't texted in quite a while.
Okay. Well, of course,
Friends
I think.
through Kaiser.
There's a little shot.
By the way, I don't even know if Kaiser know Nicki.
Yeah, what would their affiliation be?
You?
Nicki would hate Kaiser because Kaiser is with Cardi.
Damn, you
Clear up
like
there,
a double
Joe. Clear
agent.
it up. Let them know. Let them
playing
know where the
both
relationship
sides.
stem. give them the stems.
Joe's got the stems.
Joe's got the stems. Give them the stems,
Let him
Joe.
mix it, Joe.
Give them the stems. Let them know. Nah, Kaiser with
Every
Cardi.
time
Behind
I'm
the
so
scenes
close
Budden.
to getting us to being cohesive, it's like y'all can sense it and just band together to
Yeah.
fuck it all up.
Cohesion,
Damn right.
cohesion sucks.
I'm telling you, it works sometimes.
It sucks.
All right, those are the stems.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were saying, Rory, come on.
No,
Because
I,
we won't
I think,
say it, so you say it.
I think this is a good way, and I'm not saying Nicki
What
doesn't really
part?
like.
Parks, let them say it.
Go ahead.
You won't.
You guys won't. You're all too affiliated with
I
her.
won't say it. What
Well, Maul, you haven't been saying anything about Nicki Minaj for about at least 4 years of the show now.
do you mean? I've
just
said
said
nothing.
exactly
I've said
what I
everything
mean.
about Nicki. y'all was
hate when niggas
y'all
do
was
that.
mad that y'all was mad that I was supporting Nicki.
No.
No, what?
I support Nicki.
Yeah,
That's not
don't
true.
do that.
Fam,
Don't
I've
do that.
done remixes. You didn't hear my Ganja Burn remix?
No,
You heard you were next
I
to
wasn't
me.
there.
You was in the studio.
I wasn't there.
You was in the studio with me
I wasn't
for the
there.
creation of that greatness.
No.
You was actually a background singer.
Yeah, you ain't
Oh, wait, so I got to give it to him. Like, wait,
No,
the
no,
streets asked for it again?
No, nobody asked for it.
Wait. Oh,
Wait, are you going
nobody
to
asked for
re-release?
it.
Is this
Yeah.
the mastered, the remastered edition?
Engineers are going to find a way to sneak up in there. Remastered, finished, Shut up. Why you ain't do all this the first time?
That's the label. That's not the engineers.
I know. I'm talking shit.
All right, well,
It's
yeah.
the labels going to the engineer saying, hey, make it different.
No,
Like, yeah,
or
sure.
just turn it up a little bit.
Turn up the highs.
Word.
That's all they
Let's put a
do.
little EQ on it. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Hey, add some subs.
Turn up the tambourine.
Well, this
That's
sound,
all they turn
That's
up
it.
on a remaster.
That's all it ever
Tambourine.
is.
will this sound
Turn
better
up
in
the
AirPods?
tambourines.
Yeah, just do it that way.
All right, back to cohesion.
Okay. I think this is a way, and I'm not saying she doesn't like Megan, and this wasn't something she really wanted to do, but I think it's a way for Nicki to get back in the light of getting along with female rappers. I think she's been, with the whole Cardi situation, her perception, not
But
who
that's-
she is, has looked like a hater through the whole thing,
But
and this is
that's-
her way to support.
See, this is where I talk about Nicki at, because that to me that was my argument from the beginning. I felt like people were trying to create tension between her and Cardi.
I agree.
And Nicki has, from day one, she's always showed love to female MCs before her, female MCs that were current. Like, I feel like people pitted them together.
I'm talking
like,
about the perception.
People,
but I don't
ain't-
even think that's the
people-
perception,
people
because
ain't-
if you look at Nicki clips, she's always bigging up
Mom,
female
I'm talking about
MCs.
perception, no matter
people
about
didn't
facts.
make that girl throw a shoe at that girl. People didn't make that girl
but that wasn't
do a
that
whole
was
bunch of shit.
But
toward
don't do that. That was some other shit. You know, it was other shit going on in that situation.
That's why I don't understand when you say I think the people pitted them against each other when you and I both know why they're against each other.
No, but the people had a lot to do with that.
Don't blame the people because we caught on.
No.
Like I caught a lot of slack, whatever the proper term is. Whenever that record came out with them two, and I just gave an opinion. I caught a lot of heat for that, for saying, "Hey, you're pitting two women against each other."
but-
No, they were against each other.
They weren't though. They weren't.
But that story came out, Mom. So it ain't even like
But
it ain't me.
that had to do that was after a lot of other things had transpired already.
See, that's where you keep confusing me. You keep jumping back to what I'm saying. We know what transpired.
But that
which
was
is why they were against
that
each
was
other.
the people creating attention that wasn't there from
And
Nicki. It wasn't there. That was the labels doing that. That was the machines creating all of this friction between these two. That wasn't there. I don't think Nicki had anything to do with it. Now she started speaking out against it. She saw what labels were doing. She saw what the machines were doing, and she started speaking out against it. So did Cardi feel some type of way about some of the words? Maybe.
Is it the label that? Because you know what the rumor is, and don't make me say it. Mm-hmm. Is the label doing that?
No, I don't.
Mom, knock it off, man.
I don't know.
Knock
I don't
it
know.
off.
I don't
Knock it
know.
off,
I don't
man.
know enough about it, so I can't speak on it. I don't know. So I'm gonna just stay there.
All
I don't
right,
know.
let's do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's do that.
I don't
We
know.
got-
I'm not gonna speak on it.
But from what we've heard, it may
Wait,
or
what
may
do you
not
know?
have been.
Rory started something with, "Hey, y'all won't talk about it," and then me and Maul saved the topic with shit that we wouldn't talk about.
You said we're not even going to talk about it, and then you guys didn't say it, and then alluded that you both
Yeah,
knew.
but you came in with the
It's
take.
like, what do you tell? You didn't say shit.
I don't know. Rory came in with the take that I just said 5 minutes before off air.
Because you weren't gonna say it on
we
air.
wouldn't talk about it, and then me and Maul bodied him on it.
You guys said nothing.
Smash, brother.
You guys said, "Yo, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about it, but we're not going to say it." But you know what we're talking about. How is that
Yeah,
covering
that's talking about it. Nigga.
No,
We
it
did talk
ain't.
about it.
That is talking.
Everyone
about
listening don't know what you're talking about because you guys are industry insiders.
But yeah, they're talking about
hey,
it.
when you listen to this podcast, read between the fucking lines. How about that?
See, that's not talking about
Use your vowels.
Yeah, come on. You know the vibrations.
Yeah.
the vibrations.
What? Good vibrations.
Okay.
That's what we all after.
Well, that wasn't the topic. You guys just talked about. See, this is how I know you should have been a lawyer. We weren't even talking about Cardi and Nicki. You guys bodied a topic that we bodied 3 years ago. We're
Again.
talking about Meg and Nicki.
We
That
bodied
takes
the
skills.
re-release.
Yeah.
Killed
just
the
remastered.
re-release.
Remaster?
Yeah, we remastered
I
the
heard the
release.
tambourine a lot clearer this time,
Okay.
guys.
Come on, Park.
So, like I said, to prove my point again, you guys aren't going to talk about it. You're going to talk about a different topic and say you did it.
I hate
Rory's
when he,
fired
I
up.
hate when he turned pink.
That's my hope.
Yeah, Pink Rory is different.
Instead of my
Bring
green.
the redhead back.
Warrior now.
So-
when Rory turned pink, it's on.
What's up?
Oh, you're right. Anyway,
I know.
come on, back to your fucking shit with this shit.
I just said you guys wouldn't talk about
So
it.
none of y'all just going. All right, and don't leave.
But you
me.
didn't see it. You didn't see none of the clips though.
I'm not gonna watch it. I just think that Nicki has learned from her Cardi mistake. That's what I think.
Okay.
Which is what Rory just said.
Which is a great thing. Learn from your
Awesome.
mistakes.
Of course.
I think it's awesome. I think it's.
And I think she really likes Meg. I don't think it's
I
phony.
agree with that too. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome.
I'm gonna go back. I think that Nicki never had an issue with Cardi. I think she actually likes Cardi. I think that other people created something. They created friction. But I think those two together, I think they'll get along. Minus the bullshit. Minus people putting their energy into some shit that doesn't exist.
I agree with
because
that
people
too.
create beef. Sometimes
I agree with
you
that
think
too.
you have beef with somebody has a beef with you, and then you meet them and you have a conversation and realize,
Like
we never had an
every
issue.
Joe
It was
pull-up.
everything around us. Yeah,
I agree with
exactly.
that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I
Wait,
feel
what'd
about
he say?
Nicki and Cardi.
What do you say?
Like almost
It was a
every
shot.
Joe pull up.
He was paying you back for the whole pink thing.
Yeah.
He will do that for the rest of this podcast. It's fine.
I'd like a record for the two of them.
Nicki and Meg.
Yeah, of course.
I was glad this happened.
Roy's the label guy, I'm telling you. I would like
You just A&R'd
I
him.
would like a record from them too.
Yeah. You wouldn't?
I would.
It would be cool. I'm not requesting that happen now.
Because you said it makes you label.
No.
You wouldn't want to hear a record from them too?
No.
Why not?
How come I keep saying
That was the first time you said no.
I hate this podcast?
You danced.
I swear I hate this podcast.
Why not though?
You be swearing you way more direct than you are.
No, it's dancing.
It took you 3 asks to say no.
I have to
Like,
rewind the tape.
well,
But
no, I
anyway,
don't know.
why not?
Yeah, why not?
Stylistically, I wouldn't put them together.
Stylistically,
Yeah.
you don't think that their styles match?
I think that Nicki would. I think Nicki is versatile, so I think that she would make it match. But naturally, no, not at all. I don't see. I don't. I got Meg on the 3/6 bounce with a certain flow with certain content in every song, and Nicki's content is. If I'm just looking at lyrics and not looking at who's saying them, it looks at that shit like peasant shit.
I mean,
But
Nicki,
a lot
I
of
think a lot of
Nicki's
early Nicki shit was like
is-
that.
Nah, I totally
It's Southern shit.
disagree
When
with
she
that.
moved to
I
Atlanta,
don't-
she
I
was
don't
rapping
agree
on a
with
lot
that.
of Southern
Yeah,
shit.
I don't agree with that.
I
either.
don't agree with
Nicki?
those two takes.
Nicki was rapping on a lot of Southern shit before.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the
Nicki rapped
style of music.
early on. Nicki rapped on the Southern rapper beats, and y'all know what I mean. Meg is picking.
Atlanta sound.
Yeah, Meg is picking the bounce, that beat. I don't know the proper term. I'm not from
I
Memphis.
think Nicki can do all
Yeah,
that.
it's more of a Memphis
Texas.
Houston thing. Well, no, but the bounce is
Oh,
kind
okay,
of a Memphis thing. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Meg.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know. So, but I'm just saying that's not the record that I would, you know.
Well,
But I
we would have
agree
to
with
hear
your
it.
early point that Nicki is versatile, especially with her pockets. And I think Meg could just be Meg, and Nicki will find a way.
I agree with that.
I agree.
I want to hear it.
Do you think it's in the works?
Yes. Actually, I think the record is probably.
I was about to say, if they were smart, it's done
I
now.
think it's done already.
This was
I
the
think that
start
was
of
the-
how we're putting it out.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
are
think it's
right.
done. I think it's done.
Y'all are right. Y'all just answered the question.
They were
I was-
smiling too much. They was
Like they knew something.
flinging their hair over their shoulder too much.
For Nicki,
That's cold
They got a
for.
slap.
That's cold for. We got some shit coming.
for Nicki Minaj, who I deem to be
That's the same way when rappers stand in the club together with bottles of champagne. It's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, y'all got something coming.
Say you already.
You guys
know
never
20
stand next
times.
to each other at the club.
Yeah, you already know what it is 20 times. Once niggas say you already know what it is 20 times, record is done. Trust me. Once a nigga say, yo, you already know what it is, the record's done.
Yeah. No, we don't know. You guys know.
Yeah, y'all know what it is.
Yeah, I just saw that happen with 2 Chainz and Future.
Oh, the record's done.
Definitely.
No, well, that's.
Well, he
I
announced
think they
it.
said it in the
Yeah, they
caption.
said it. They
Oh.
said it. But I mean, in the beginning of the video, before I read the caption, it was a bunch of y'all been waiting for this. It's like, oh, I'm ready.
If I wasn't waiting, I'm waiting now.
Then it was just them two. It was like, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, that record is done.
Y'all been waiting for this, and then it was just them two.
Just waiting for them two to have a conversation.
I was not waiting for those two.
That wasn't the two you was waiting on?
Not at all. And I fucked with both of them individually. But, you know, I guess amidst the rumors of whatever rumors existed between them two, people would be waiting for that collaboration, especially out there. So I
yeah,
understand
especially
it.
in Atlanta.
I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
but
good for them.
Yeah, but when that happened, the record's got to be fired.
Yeah.
Like, don't black Republican us.
Yeah. I agree.
Rory won't say it.
Yes, I will.
Rory won't say it.
The hook is dope.
Listen, for Nicki,
It is.
Nicki Minaj, who I deem to be one of the, I just think she's an amazing businesswoman. And I think she's well aware of her platform and her power. So for her to take that over to a platform where she does not own, when she has one that she probably has a little more invested in. For her to do that on Facebook/Instagram for, I'm gonna say it's a conversation, but it was interview-esque. Mm-hmm. From the clips I saw anyway. Mm-hmm. Nicki ain't just doing that to anybody. Has to be a respect level there.
You're right.
Yeah.
All of that tells me, y'all are absolutely right. That record has to be done. It's done
Yeah.
already. And it seemed like ever since that podcast where I said, okay, I'm seeing, I think it was after the pull-up, where I said, all right, Kevin was there. That's telling me something different. Or when I said Kevin is running around with her, it's telling me something different. That button they pressed on her, woo.
On Meg, you're saying?
Yes. And that's what niggas like Wale are beefing about, y'all. Honestly. I know if that conversation is never had here because y'all wonder like why we talk about certain shit as it pertains to certain artists and certain labels, when you hear artists complaining, they're complaining about the button and
The support.
what it means when it's pressed.
The push.
Yeah.
That Meg button is a hard press down all the way down. It's Meg and Khaled. It's Meg on
That little Nas button.
Fallon.
That little Nas button was a big button.
I don't think it was.
What did Lil Nas do?
Came out of nowhere and has the biggest
Oh,
song
I'm sorry.
of all time.
I thought he did something for Megan. I'm sorry.
No.
That's
I'm
what I
saying
thought
they
you
hit
said.
the
he
big
did,
button
period.
on. They hit
Oh,
the big
well,
button
yeah,
on
of course,
Nas.
of course.
I
But I think a lot of Meg shit.
I think they looked at metrics, and that was the smart decision.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Of
yeah.
course. That's all they look at.
Yeah.
And then they just kept dumping money because they kept making money.
But a
which
lot of
I
times-
view a little differently than picking you, and before you really get the traction that garners this type of button, I know it's you. I'm pressing this button, and we're gonna watch it grow.
Well, with her, you could see her building her shit for the last couple of years, so that's a calculated move as well.
Yeah, but even when they just do the metrics thing
Yeah.
with that's why it fails a lot of the times, even with the money. Like,
Because they're only going off metrics. And
yeah,
not
and like,
feeling
and
or
why Meg works.
pulse.
Yeah, why Meg works because it's not just because there's money behind it. She's authentic in who she is. People can relate to her. Like, women feel like they know her. They want to be like her. It's a little different than just looking at Spotify and seeing, all right, she did this many numbers.
Right.
And that's
Y'all
the
are right.
difference between the labels failing and succeeding. Does come down to who the artist really is, not
sure.
so much the money.
Yeah.
Y'all all right.
Do we put, since we're talking about two artists, we put any merit to Chris Brown and Drake standing next to each other saying something's coming?
I don't want to get to that just yet.
Wasn't that the video?
I don't want to. I still don't
I
want
thought
to
it was
get to
after
that.
the video.
Oh, it was. Okay.
I still don't want to get to that just yet. Let's stay here. Because Savon said something earlier, because I didn't watch this, but Savon made mention of that they kept mentioning, or Nicki kept crediting Meg for writing her own lyrics,
Okay.
right? Mm-hmm. That's awesome for them. That's great. I want to put a stop to people complimenting themselves being taken as insulting someone else.
Okay.
That has to stop. Like, they can big up the fact that they write their own lyrics without us immediately going to Cardi,
Oh, right.
without us immediately saying, "Ooh, it's a diss, it's a slight, it's a sub, it's a." No, I'm bigging myself up because I take pride in writing my own shit. The end.
Right.
Like, don't make this a thing when none of us made it a thing when all the Drake shit came out because we fuck with Drake. Like, if it's not a thing, then it's not a thing. Like, I know that's not the hip hop I was raised in, but if you just
I don't know. People tried to make that Drake thing a thing.
Oh, please.
They did.
They
But
did.
I think
it just
what-
wasn't that successful.
I think-
They did, though.
But I think what helped that was when Quentin Miller came out and said his piece.
And also,
and
can,
cleared the
can we
air.
please say, before we continue on with this, there's a big difference between...
Please say the baby.
Of course. Well, that goes without saying. That was
All right,
rhetorical.
that's true.
Yeah, come on.
That's true.
There's a big difference between Drake's writing allegations and Cardi's writing allegations.
Yeah, no,
so let's not
agreed.
compare these two.
Agreed. No,
Like,
we're just
at
talking
all.
about making it a thing if
If you don't write your shit.
yeah, that's all.
Is that, I believe that statement, Rory, but is it fact based?
What's fact based?
Is what he just said fact based? Because I can't tell you for fact what percentage of Cardi's rhymes she's actually involved in. I can guess, and I think it would be a pretty good guess. But I do not know that for fact. And that's Cardi's argument every time someone says it. Nigga, you're not in the studio with me. You have zero idea what I'm contributing to this song.
I agree. I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm talking to the level of the degree of writing that it takes to put a Drake record together than to write a Cardi verse.
Oh, well, then you want to have a conversation
I think
about...
it's a different degree of writing.
But then, well, of course, but that would change this conversation to people that create records and people who purchase records.
And on top of that, even with what you said, I still think there's a way bigger perception that Cardi writes way less than Drake would write.
Cardi's records are purchased records, in my opinion. I cannot prove that. Mm-hmm. While I'm sure Drake has purchased a record or two in his career, because if you're an artist, you just have to. I'm sure it's probably a lot more creating going on that side. And that's not a knock to how anybody creates records.
Of course not.
I listen to a lot of you rappers' albums, and I can hear how you are creating your records.
Right.
A lot of you aren't creating your records, and then you're surprised when you don't see certain results. Like, this creation is not true to yourself.
Yeah.
You're just buying some shit and putting 8s and 12s on it.
Right.
And it's easy to tell. And even if you don't have the ear for that type of shit, just the casual consumer can tell when this ain't you.
Yeah.
It just comes off. Even if the consumer don't realize it in their own head, it's still the same effect as someone going, "That's not." We can tell.
I mean, but it's only so long that
Fake folks can pretend.
Well, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
think about it. How long can
I don't
fake
even know who to
thugs-
give that basket to. Like y'all both crashed the boards and tried to like.
Yeah, they're fighting to jump ball.
Yeah.
They're fighting right now.
But yeah, you can't. You can start to feel it. You can start to hear it, and you can tell.
I'm shocked y'all didn't think of that. Go Parks. Hip-hop. And it's hip-hop, as y'all say. Label heads.
Yeah, but you can start.
I think we can agree on that you and Rory would at least be the label side, and me and Parks would be the Diggable Planet side.
No, I'm not label.
In 2019 or in 2009. It's a different Joe.
What?
Are we talking about 2019 or 2009?
No.
Oh no, you'd be on the label side with us. You right here. You right in the middle chair, buddy. Come on, it's Dame J and Biggs. Three of us.
We are not.
We are not.
Jay.
Not even close.
Not even close. No.
Not even a podcasting, guys.
No.
There's a lot of niggas we know.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
Yeah. No.
All right, what was we saying before I interrupted? What you were saying?
No, I was just saying. With records, in regards to some people buying records or creating records, you can feel it after a while. You can start to sense it. Like, yeah, this. I can kind of hear who wrote this. Like after a while, records start to sound the same, and then when writers start becoming artists, you like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? So but again, I don't really hold that much weight in that department anymore because it's like to me it's a new age. Music is different now. The way we consume music is different. The way we listen to music is different. The way artists create is different. Like you don't even have some artists don't even meet until years after they do a record together.
Yeah.
Like before you would have to almost be in the same city studio.
Now they got to meet up on Old Town Road.
Yeah.
There's artists that hear this shit the same time we do and go, oh, that person's also on this record.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just a different time, but